Hey folks, how we doing out there? What's going on? It's another edition of Distorted Minds coming at you in your ear holes from out of our a-holes. We got the buddies, Rex and Brandon on the show again. I don't know. I never know what name to call you.
We got Rex and Mop on the show today.
I think I'm just going to change my name again to a symbol.
Yeah.
just
we got Rex and peace
like a
sign
hieroglyph
here.
Or something.
Yeah, it'll just be a mop.
Rex and wavy lines.
Do they have a mop emoji, bro?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That'd be cool.
That's hilarious.
I'll be only
have to look for
referred
that
to
now.
as an NFT.
Everywhere I go, I'm just going to start putting pictures of you with a mop like, emoji.
Mop emoji. But yeah, Rex hit me up a while back because we both a few weeks ago watched this movie, Beau is Afraid, in theaters, and
I haven't seen it.
he really wants to come on and talk about it, and it is a movie worth talking about, you know.
Just want to pick your brain about some things, man, because
we'll get into it here in a second, but let us do like a snapshot or whatever
Let's do it
to start the show off.
Yeah, the ending is.
So yeah, man. Beau is Afraid. Let me just ask you right up at top. Did you like it?
I loved it and I hated it at the same time.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those movies. It's a very divisive movie, and but like I went to the theater with my buddy Mike and his girlfriend and my wife. We all went and seen it. The girls, they hated it, dude. They couldn't even sit through the whole thing.
And I'll tell you why later. I'll tell you why they hated it later.
It was the whole thing pretty much, dude. They went out, went to the restroom and just took their time, didn't care to come back, you know. But yeah, they hated it. I think my buddy Mike, he was sort of on the fence about it. I liked it. I wouldn't say I loved it though, but yeah, it's a wild movie. Joaquin Phoenix, you know.
So from what I've been reading, and I saw actually a live viewing with Ari Artman and the guy, what's his name, Martin Scorsese, actually.
Oh yeah, I saw a clip of that.
I watched the whole thing actually, and
nice.
I watched the audience Q&A afterwards.
Nice.
And a lot of the people in the audience were it was hit and miss like us.
Yeah.
Some people were like
divisive. Some people
love
love
it. Understand, but some people were like. But then someone stood up and said, I think this movie in 10, 15 years is going to be a cult classic because it's just, for me, so that movie spoke volumes to me, which is why I wanted to talk to you about it, because I don't want to get into layers yet.
What's the... Someone with me, I have no idea.
Okay, so let's give the premise of the movie.
Yeah.
So
synopsis.
Mop hasn't seen it.
Yeah, so we're talking about Beau is Afraid. Is this a spoiler review or non-spoiler review?
We could spoil things. I don't care.
Yeah, okay.
Unless
spoiled?
Well,
because this is that's the whole plan.
You told me this is
we're gonna talk about Beau is Afraid.
Life-changing movie. I wanna.
Well,
I mean, is there huge spoilers in this movie?
No,
it's
really
it's hard to
It's hard to even.
It's hard to comprehend this movie.
When we start talking about stuff, maybe I'll just catch me.
We'll give you plug yours, not.
Yeah. Just kind of catch me. We'll figure that out when we get to that bridge. But yeah. So let's give a brief synopsis. I mean, the synopsis of the movie, honestly, when you watch the trailer, let's start at the trailer.
Yep.
When you watch the trailer, You see Joaquin Phoenix, and immediately like, yes, awesome. And then you also have people like Nathan Lane is in it. Nathan Lane is a great actor. Then you also have Ashley Hudson, I think. I can't remember the woman's name. She was great in it. Oh my gosh. And then you have the mother, who's also a famous actress, and she was just phenomenal. But in the way that it relates to my life.
I should have rewatched the trailer, man. Like, it's been a few weeks, so I watch so much things that stuff
Nathan
goes
Lane
in and out
great.
of my head. So like, I'm gonna try to my best to remember what's going on.
Yeah, look up the actresses for me. But I know Nathan Lane's in it. And Nathan Lane did a great job. That whole family part of the movie and the second. So let's start the synopsis. So the synopsis is basically this middle-aged to.
Oh yeah, what's her name from The Office?
Yeah, she's.
Oh, okay.
Amy Ryan.
Amy Ryan, that's her name. Amy Ryan's in it. Nathan Lane, Joaquin Phoenix, and then you have the woman who plays the mother. And then you have a couple of guest appearances, I believe, just real quick guest appearances.
Bill Hader? I don't remember Bill Hader.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Hader's in it. Yeah, he's in it for two. Like, remember in the scene where he's at the play? Remember
Richard Kind? He's great.
Richard Kind's in it.
I love that guy.
Richard Kind's in it.
But anyways, yeah, it's about
synopsis. So
yeah,
synopsis. No, yeah, you're fine.
We'll get there, folks.
Yeah, we will. It's about a middle-aged guy who is going to see his mother, and then at the beginning of this, you don't really, in the trailer it doesn't give you any perspective. Trailer's like, okay, this is
weird.
Like, we don't really know
this is going to be a weird movie. That's all you get from the trailer.
Exactly. But it's about a middle-aged man who seems like he goes on these adventures or in his mind or something, but you're not really sure because it kind of looks like this. Have you ever seen The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, or have you ever seen Big Fish?
Yeah.
Another great movie.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like that.
I didn't like Benjamin Button because I think it's because I saw it too late and it just looked super weird.
I loved it.
All the CGI or whatever
No, I loved it. I saw it from when it came in theaters.
See, that might have been.
I loved it because
it might have been better in my mind if I would have seen it.
Well, I just love the concept of how they met in the middle. Like, that's so romantic to me. Like, regardless of the fact that he's gonna die. He's growing up, he's dying, but he met his girlfriend in the middle. Like, they went opposite way. That's just so romantic.
Yeah,
weirdly
that is
romantic.
Cool. I love it.
So the concept of that movie was great, but the trailer gave off that vibe for Beau is Afraid. It kind of gave off this Big Fish kind of across the universe. You ever saw Across the Universe?
Yeah, with all the Beatles songs.
Yeah, it kind of gave off that vibe.
Into the Beatles.
Yeah. So this trailer, it looked interesting. I was like, God, I wanted to go see this. And it's an A24 film. So,
of course, A24 has got some killer films.
They really do. They have amazing films. So Saturday, I go to see this movie after the trailer. And there was only one other person. This is opening weekend.
Oh, my God.
Opening weekend. There was only one other person. I got middle row at 7 p.m. on a Saturday night.
Center of the theater.
Center of the theater. Nobody was in that theater seeing Beau is Afraid on a Saturday opening weekend.
I hadn't even heard about it. I think
there was a few in our theater.
Did you know that the budget for that movie was $500 million?
That sounds ridiculous.
They're not getting that money back. They didn't make that money back in opening weekend.
But that's true. That's a lot of money.
I think that's what I heard through another podcast. But
I mean,
like, the budget for that movie was, and I think it was all in the cinematics they were doing for the art, because that's where all that stuff, which we'll get into that. But like, what does that have to do with anything? Was that like a fantasy? Like,
which part are you talking about? Like
the cartoon, the 20-minute Tim Burton Odyssey that we got. That was like, oh, this is.
Yeah.
What's that about?
There's a lot of what's that about.
We'll get to it.
Movie.
It's just this movie is an odyssey of emotion. That's what I love, and I loved being the only person in that theater. It felt really personal, so I was like into the movie the entire time. And the first quarter, it's like a 3-part odyssey, and the first quarter of this movie,
it's so weird.
It is so awkwardly cringeworthy, but it's hilarious because you're laughing your ass off.
I was laughing at this movie.
The first quarter of this movie is hilarious. It's good. It hits home.
It's like his apartment and shit, and there's all these like
it hits home for some people. Yeah, like it's just hilarious. He got it. He hit every note when it comes to comedy and the anxiety that you're getting from seeing the beginning of this movie.
I saw like a quote from Joaquin Phoenix that said, "Do not take mushrooms and go see this movie."
Oh God, I can't imagine, bro. Because I was in the theater by myself.
It would probably fuck you up, honestly.
Bro, oh my God, the anxiety.
Yes,
and I want to go. I want to go into.
Now I have to. Like,
dude, oh my God.
Every time somebody tells me not to do that,
do the opposite.
Like,
it's. I have no idea. You have no idea going into this movie. That's what I loved about it. That's why I hate it and I love it at the same time because they got me.
It was like 15 minutes into the movie or something, and Sarah, she nudges me. She's like, "Is the whole movie like this?"
Well, to be honest,
I don't know. I think so.
I want to go back and watch it because I really do think that Ari Artman is very intelligent, very emotionally intelligent, and this movie is really. You have to be somewhat emotionally intellectual, if I can say that, to get some of the tones in this movie.
Sure.
Like, because some of the tones in this movie, he goes to places that are like, holy shit. Like, that is some fucking way out in left field crazy ass shit. But it happens in America. We don't, it gets shoved under the rug.
What is the theme?
Okay, so do you want to like bring us in?
What do you mean?
So the beginning let's talk about the fucking opening sequence of the fucking movie. Let's just start there. The literally before the movie even starts, it's dark. The screen is dark. You are a baby coming out of a vagina.
Yeah.
The screen is literally you are in the perspective of a baby coming out of a womb. Like, that's how the movie starts. So immediately you're like, it's blurry. You think it's the film, but it's not. It's your eyesight because you're in the perspective of a child growing up.
Yeah.
And they take you through this. Yeah, and
Big Bubble Boy.
So practically, but it's really creepy in the sense that at the beginning you hear him. You don't hear the baby. You yourself, in the perspective of the baby, is not crying.
Hold on a second. I don't know if my shit's going. Well, something happened with the recording, folks, but we're back.
So it's a 3-part Odyssey.
Right.
But in this Odyssey, the first segment is hilarious and it hits home. Then you have your second part where it just goes off into left field. And then in the third part of this Odyssey, you just don't know where the fuck you are. You're lost in the dark.
Yeah, dude.
And everything is upside down and inside out, and it doesn't really give you much room to breathe at the ending. So, because like at the ending, you're just like, that's the ending. That's it.
I kind of figured it would be something like that.
You felt really like, wow. I need to like just take all this in, and then go back and watch it again because there's so many connotations.
So is there like a mental illness theme to it?
So that's what I'm saying. I want to get into it with you.
It's like social anxiety, and he's just.
So let's set up the character. So Joaquin Phoenix, the baby, when you're coming out. So we were going to talk about how the intro of the movie, you get the perspective of a baby. You're coming out of a vagina for the first time.
Yeah, you're being birthed,
and it's really weird and awkward. And so they show you over time how he grows up. I believe. I think it's just real short, and then you see him sitting in his apartment.
Don't they like at the end of that sequence they like spank his ass and he cries?
Yeah. Well, no.
It cuts to the
first trauma.
You hear his mom screaming in the background. My baby's not crying.
Right,
she was, and that sets the tone. I'm going to tell people that sets the tone for the entire fucking movie. This fucking bitch. That's all I'm going to say right now. But
the mom is...
The mom, and I'll tell you why this hits home for me. Because like I said, I feel like for some people, this movie hit home more than others. But
So the mom is like the villain?
Okay, so the mom is the protagonist, right?
Antagonist.
Joaquin Phoenix is the antagonist, and his mother's the protagonist. And it's this odyssey of him living under the shadow of his mother. So... if you go through the first half of the movie, you see him in this apartment. It's very low budget. He's
He's getting ready to go fucking visit his mom, but then something keeps popping up. Something keeps happening.
Well, here's what he's on the phone with his mom. He got the ticket. Everything's ready. He's packing up. He's ready to go.
And there's like someone.
Oh no! The night
something
before,
about his key, right?
Let's talk about the night before. He couldn't get any sleep the night before because someone kept calling him saying, "Hey, will you turn your music down?"
And it wasn't him.
And there's no music playing. There's
and he keeps calling, getting more and more
he keeps
pissed.
calling at 3 a.m. Someone calls him, "Will you please turn your fucking music down? I'm so tired of this shit." And they keep banging on the ceiling.
Oh my god.
So he's like, "What are you talking about, man? I'm not playing any fucking music, dude." Like, he's trying to get some sleep because he's got a flight in the morning for his mother. So then the guy does it again.
See, and then
the guy, you hear steps. Dude, loud steps. And they show him at the door. He slips something under his door. It's like, "Shut the fuck up or I'll kill you," or something. Like, and he's just like sitting there like
under the door.
Like, he's not saying anything. And so then like maybe 4 hours go by. It's like 9 a.m. He wakes up and then comes down the stairs again, starts banging on his door. And then he opens it and there's nobody there. So then he grabs all his shit and he has his keys in the door because he's about to leave, right? Mm-hmm. He turns around to get his shit because he's been awake all night and his keys are gone. And so he's freaking out.
Yeah.
His anxiety's high and he's in this shit apartment complex building that with all these druggies.
Like the front door's broken and shit and just people are just...
Oh my, the anxiety starts to kick in for you.
There's like dead people in the street and shit like that.
The way he pans on the keys before they disappear.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, and he just looks at him like, "Should I leave them there or should I?" And you're like, "No, motherfucker, go get your keys." But he turns around anyways, and then he turns back and they're fucking gone. Like,
and then, yeah.
Bam, like that. And
so he has to call his mom.
Oh my god.
And tell her he can't come because someone has his keys.
Okay. Now, mind you, this is, if you look, they showed in the first part of this series when they showed him before the night of the loud banging and shit. He is the byproduct of his mother. So his mother is this famous like PR person or salesperson, and he grew up in photographs and advertisements. She's a great advertiser. And so if you actually paid attention to the movie, which I want to go back, on the frozen food he was eating, it says the name of her company. Oh, and then you also, there's like all kinds of Easter eggs. That's why I want to go back.
I'm sure
that's why I want to, yeah, that's why I want to go back. But
you said this isn't going to be streaming until what?
Till August. They're not putting it out till August.
Well, that's not too.
But I think they're going to make their money back on streaming because they always do. That's how they make their money.
Loses money.
Well, did not for Disney. Disney's about to put the Indiana Jones series on Disney Plus at the end of the month.
Disney has been losing money on streaming.
I mean, whatever. I love it.
Do you know where it's going to be streaming?
Hemorrhaging money.
What's up?
Do you know where it's going to be streaming?
Probably. Well, they always side with HBO
right.
first, so
that's what I was thinking in my head.
It'll go to Max, and they just named their new service
Max.
Max.
Yeah.
So it's gonna go to Max.
I've been watching Barry
Marvel
on there.
Star
See Barry
streaming shows. That's not happening anymore because they've been losing their assholes.
Okay. That sucks.
Prolapse asshole.
But yeah, let's get back to this. So so in that scene, he loses the keys, right? And so now he's freaking out. He calls his mom, and he's living, like I said, reminds you, he's grown up under the shadow of his mother's entire life, and he's a middle-aged man who pretty much lives on. He can't do anything without his mom telling him, what to do. And they give you little flashbacks through the movie where he's with his mom, but they don't tell you. That
young boy, he actually looks really like fucking Joaquin Phoenix. Like a young
really does.
Joaquin
They found a really great actor to portray him.
Really?
Yeah, it was really interesting. And throughout the movie, you see these little cutscenes. Now they do hint at something towards the end, which we'll get to, but like you can't really connect the dots because they don't connect them very well for you in this odyssey that you're going through. And when it happens. So
I think a lot of it's open for interpretation.
So I think you're right, but at this the first part was the most accurate and most comedic and the most on spot, because you felt like, okay, I like this movie, but it gives me anxiety, but I like it because it's hilarious and it's funny, and I can connect with it, and I understand what's going on here.
There is like a comic relief to all the anxiety.
First part of this movie, yeah. So after he loses his keys, I think, what does he try to do? He tries to go to the phone across the street. And he doesn't have his key, so he can't lock his door, so he leaves his door open.
And he's like frightened of everybody outside.
And he's terrified. And so he's like, he runs across the street real quick to use the phone. And then for some reason, the panning when he stops in the middle of the street, the cinematography for this movie is amazing.
Yeah.
Just like
shots.
The way they pan the entire street around him with the anxiety, and you see all this chaos everywhere. You see homeless
fucking
people,
chaos. There's like dead people in the street.
There's a guy stabbing a guy in the neck on a wall. There's like, it's so much anxiety. It's just like everywhere.
It's chaos.
Like there's a guy on top of the building, like sitting, throwing Molotov cocktails across the street. There's fucking gangs down this street shooting and killing each other. And Joaquin's just like he's just like right in the middle of it, and he's freaking out. And he left the door open with the rock. Remember that? So the door is like sitting there.
Oh yeah,
open.
the door to the whole apartment. Yeah,
he doesn't have his key, so he has to run across the street to go to the telephone while he's got the door open to his complex.
And then everybody just starts flooding in.
Everybody from every street just starts. Fuck this guy. We're all going into his house. We're partying. And so he literally gets locked out. They leave him in the street, locked out of his own building. They go up straight to his apartment that's open, and they party all fucking night long, destroy his house, burn the walls down. Like the day after he goes in there, and it's just like, it looks like... A night at the Riot House in '86 with Motley Crue, when they fucking used to destroy shit, fucking like smoking the walls, like coming out. And so you got all this anxiety, and you're like, oh my god, you're fucked. Like, so I can't remember. See, this is the part that gets me. From that part where he knows I'm fucked. No, that's right. He goes back out into the street. He gets hit. He gets hit by Nathan Lane and Ashley.
What's her name? Yeah.
And so that's
from The Office,
and that's what ends the first part of this saga, like Odyssey, because Amy Ryan. Right. So Amy and Ryan and Nathan Lane accidentally hit him, I guess, with the car, and then they
take him
and then
with
bam,
them.
The lights go out, and so then you're just in another Odyssey, like another part of the Odyssey. It's weird.
A whole new, setting and everything.
But that's the only thing I didn't like about it, because it was just like, bam, new part of the Odyssey. That was it. All that anxiety. Because when it's over, he gets hit by a fucking car, and all this shit is going on, you know?
And these people just picked him up. They didn't take him to a hospital or nothing, but they tried to nurse him back to health. Yeah.
Well, why? So, oh my God. Get ready for fucking anxiety, bro. And this is, I listened to some of the stuff that were said by Ari Artman. He's like, he took stories from real life stories that like middle-aged people did in the 90s with their sons. But so this family lost their son in Desert Storm. And so they still held on to him. They have all those pictures. They have like a shrine dedicated to him. And their daughter could never rise to the challenge of their older son. She's just kind of like, they treat her like whatever, like you're not, you know.
Yeah. I remember.
So they're these very conservative but very happy-go-lucky people that pretend that they're not hurt and then that they're still not over their son who's been dead for like 4 years. They hit a middle-aged man who kind of resembles their son and who looks like him. So they're like, "Ooh, we can take him home and we can put him in this nurture him and make him feel like we can be their parents."
So Kathy Bates in that one movie.
Oh my God!
Oh, Misery.
No, Misery. Yes, this almost, but it gets fucking crazy because there's a point in this part of the Odyssey where he finds out he's being watched, but he doesn't know why or how, and he even rewinds and goes into the future before he even does anything. And
on the TV?
And you start to wonder, you're like, what the fuck is going... Wait, I understand if you rewound something, But there's a scene where he's at their house and he's getting nursed back to health, and he's trying to get to the airport. And Nathan's like, "Oh, you know what, buddy? I'm sorry. I've got to go do surgery.
Maybe tomorrow.
I'll take you to go see your mother tomorror, okay? For sure, I promise."
Yeah.
And he's like, "But I have to go today."
They keep
He's
putting
like,
it off. Yeah.
and like, "Listen, buddy, we're trying, but you don't want me to fail surgery, do you? I mean." "No, but I need to see my mother." "Yeah, we'll take you to see your mother, but after I get my surgery done." And it's like,
yeah.
So it's like this constant back and forth, and so and all the while, the daughter, who fucking hates her parents because they ignore her, now has a fucking enemy in the house because she's taken the place of her brother, and she's like, "You just fucking come into my life and steal my family from me and shit." And oh my God! You want
So
to?
like, he's still recovering from getting hit by that car,
And she's jealous because
he's getting all this attention.
Oh
and
my
shit.
God! It's so cringeworthy.
it's almost.
And
If you cut horror out of that scene in Chainsaw Massacre,
just wait.
where they're like eating fucking other
Just wait. It gets even more cringeworthy.
everybody's just like,
So then-
this is normal. It's like obviously ulterior motives.
So then we find out that this whole time they've been housing their dead son's very, very autistic and shell-shocked best friend in their RV outside their house.
Yeah.
Who
yeah.
is crazy as shit. And like was like, and he's like,
I bet that's a fucking character.
Oh my God, dude. Like, I guess one of their dogs got out, and he's like, "Fucking kill the dog!" And they're like, "Don't kill the dog! Don't kill the dog!" And like he's trying to go see his mom, and that's what their excuse was. They let him out.
Right.
Remember to make an excuse so he couldn't leave, and so they had to go deal with him, which is why they couldn't take him to see his mother. And so he's like kind of like not there, and so the sister tells him that she's being like sexually assaulted to him by him. And so
Are they drugging him the whole time? Is that
no,
part
they're
of it?
not. No, not at all. But they're nurturing
he's
him.
fucked up from that.
Oh, he's fucked up. But they're giving him medication to get better. They do care about him, but they're just warped. These warped people who don't understand
And they're just doing anything to stop him
what
from
boundaries
leaving.
are.
Sure.
Right.
They don't. You know.
I as soon as I picked up, it's like anything for him to not leave. I'm like, oh.
They don't understand what boundaries are, and they just want.
I get what you're talking about, the creepiness, like just.
Oh, it's so cringeworthy, creepy, and so since the girl's like, "Fuck you! Why are you taking my parents from me?" She goes and tells her psychotic brother, ex-dead brother's best friend in the RV, who's like mentally insane. He's fucking sexually trying to rape me and shit. And so the next morning he wakes up and he's eating cereal, and the guy's just right at the window like. Staring at him through the entire scene, bro. Like he's
This
talking to
fucking
Nathan.
movie,
Nathan's
man.
just like, "Hi, I'm gonna go to work, and I promise, after I'm done with my surgery, I will come and get you, and we'll go to see your mother." And he's like, "You're gonna leave me alone?" And he's like, "Oh, don't worry about him. He's okay. He's not gonna." And he's just like,
Yeah, I just picked up.
It's like, I'm gonna murder
how
you,
I
man.
relate to that feeling. Because like I instantly
Fucking mowing outside
feel
or
it.
some
Yeah,
shit.
hell yeah. Get her done.
Just drowning into our podcast.
That feeling of like, am I
Lawnmower man.
am I in danger right now, or am I not, or is this just like a kind person, or am I about to die? I almost stabbed a guy in Oklahoma.
you have no idea where he's going. So you're sitting there, and all the while he's sitting there in this. Go ahead.
This is fucking the way I can relate to that weird feeling. When I met my dad when I was 19, when I had to go to Oklahoma. That's where he's from, and my dad's like just this random Cherokee Indian guy. I don't look a lot like him. Like I got like his like body build, but I took after my mom completely. But my dad's side of the family is like just all these like weird farming Indians. I don't know. Anyway,
Fucking asshole,
Farming
man.
Indians,
So,
man, always growing their goddamn peyote.
my dad finds me on MySpace, like his roommate finds me.
asshole.
Anyway, I go meet my dad in Stigler, Oklahoma, and I'd been there like maybe 2 weeks, and he had this like best friend,
Right.
and
Sorry, folks, about the audio.
we'd
Nothing
been
we could do.
we'd been working on my dad's house, and he's got this guy around. Well, early in the morning, you know, days working on a house, we fucking wake up. His buddy comes and gets me,
There you go.
and the fucking day starts. So like,
Hit your bait, buddy.
we go and pick up materials and stuff to work on this house, and this dude immediately goes to the liquor store and gets beer and liquor. And throughout the day,
Cheers.
we're driving around. I mean, this is fucking, it's literally a one-horse town. Like, you drive through the main street, and it's like, there was
Reminds me of the Family Guy
a
episode.
fucking brick duplex apartment with like a fucking nothing of a yard and a horse in it. Like,
A single
and there was
horse.
just nothing, like a drive-through cigarette stand, like nothing but that, like fucking podunk.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you can just drink and drive, it's whatever. But he was fucking drifting down a mountain in the snow too.
Fuck no, dude.
But anyway, I'm ditched with this guy all day, and he's just slowly drinking and like telling me his plans for the future and just sound weird. And he's this wild redneck dude, and like he starts getting like way too emotionally like explanatory about his life and stuff, and
I was
like,
very okay.
One of those people.
Talk.
and
Open book
he's just like, yeah,
I have too, but
we're gonna go hunting
to a
sometime.
certain extent.
Give your hand, brother.
oh yeah, that's awkward. It's like
Hold on.
that's cringeworthy. Like, okay, let go, brother. All right, I'm good. All right.
We're gonna take care of everybody. Your daddy, you know,
Yeah.
he's been missing you a long time.
Get the fuck.
And he's just chugging beers, and it's like 11 a.m. Like, and like each fucking single tear comes down, and I'm like, what the? I just met this man.
So
And like throughout the day, many of these moments,
Yeah.
and fucking just getting weirder and weirder, drinking more and more, and then like he's got all these fucking guns stashed in his truck. He's got a fucking
That's
rifle.
crazy,
Like
dude,
you
yeah.
fucking
there's
slam a
people
door
out there
to.
like that, man.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so he fucking.
I'm a freedom fighter.
We go work on my dad's house. My dad's hammered. He's been chugging vodka all whole day.
That's
Like,
funny.
we barely get shit done, even though we've been out all day getting materials and doing this and that, and we finally go do some shit, and they're just jacked up. My dad's like fell with a fucking thing of fucking concrete mix and fucking exploded all the ground. And so,
Goddamn.
so my dad's like, I'm gonna go over here. I'm just gonna ditch you with this guy again. So like, dude, I end up at his house,
What the
meeting all
hell,
kinds
dude?
of people, fucking going all over the fucking place. And then like, I know where my dad's house is. He's like, I'm gonna take you home. I'm like, oh fucking really? And it's like 11 at night. And there's been many of these cringe ass moments I've been stuck with this dude, and he's still just chugging alcohol. And I know where my house is. He's going up in these fucking mountains. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then he's like, yeah, if I was going to run from the cops, I'd go up there with my rifle. And I'd take out 4 of them right here.
You've been playing
And I
too
had a
much
pistol
GTA.
like, chow, you know, like, like,
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why would you be running? And then, like, he goes way up in this fucking
insane.
mountain. Oklahoma's got, like, the world's tallest hill because it's, like, a fucking foot shorter than being
This
a
is
mountain.
in Oklahoma?
Yeah,
Oh,
Stigler.
I've never been there.
I missed that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way out in the middle of fucking
I don't know
nowhere.
where this movie took place. I don't know where Beau was Afraid took place, but I do remember.
Hold on. So we're getting to the good
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
We'll
I'm
get
a
back
stab
to
a
it.
guy.
Yeah.
You're forgetting the. So he just parks, and he just leans back, puts it in park. There's nobody the fuck around. We're in the middle of nowhere. Pulls out a pistol and just sets it there.
Oh, God.
Cocks it, and we just sit there in silence.
No, what?
That's fucking weird.
And I'm like,
With no
what?
context?
And I'm like
That's
a 19-year-old
cringeworthy.
kid, you know what I mean?
Fuck.
Just meet my dad for the first time across the country. I just got ditched with this dude, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
That's
I fucking
insane.
slip out
Oh.
my knife and fucking throw it in my hoodie sleeve and flip it open like I'm just chilling. I'm like, do I stab him?
Yeah, I mean,
And I'm
like,
like,
you got that gun
and
right
I'm
there,
like,
dude. Like, oh.
this guy's acting fucking strange. He's been acting fucking strange
cringe,
all
bro.
fucking day, and I'm not
No,
dying tonight, dude.
that-
And I'm like,
Talk about anxiety.
so like, I got my hand ready to like catch a gun. I got my knife flipped open inside my sleeve, and I'm like, just go for it. I was like,
and then he did. No.
John Wick moment, dude.
Yeah,
I was like,
he
dude, this
straight
guy
up
is
murdered a guy.
hammered.
Murked the
There's guns
motherfucker.
all over the place. I was like, there's no way nobody's gonna like believe me. This guy's being a fucking psychopath.
What happened after the silence?
We fucking sat there in like this cringy uncomfort. Why
you can't leave a cliffhanger like that. You gotta
debated-
tell me what
I
happened.
debated ending
Next
that guy's-
time on Distorted Minds.
I debated
Cliffhanger. You just had the gun out. It was all silence on the
fucking
western
ended
front.
this guy's life, dude. And I'm like, and I fucking argue with myself long enough to bought this dude some time. He uncocks the gun, puts it back, puts it in drive, takes me home.
What?
The moment.
And I still have my fucking knife open in my sleeve.
What a
like,
fucking psychopath,
what
dude.
the fuck, dude? Like,
okay, since you shake
so that's how I relate to the uncomfort of just like, am I captive? Am I not? Like,
We'll share
like,
cringeworthy stories.
am I getting
'cause
home?
I do have one like that. I have one, and I want you to share one. So that's a very cringeworthy moment.
I
give
might have
you
to
one
think
that's,
about it.
that's also like this. So I remember when I was living. So when I moved back from I graduated from Shenandoah High School, but I didn't actually go to my graduation. I went back to Charlotte, North Carolina, to stay with my dad for a little bit in Clover, South Carolina. And I visited my girlfriend in Clover, and we hung out that day. I didn't have a license, but if you know anything about Charlotte, North Carolina is literally a bridge away from Clover. Clover's across the bridge. Lake Wiley separates Charlotte, North Carolina from another subsidiary of an outlet outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. Like how we have like Whitestown and like it's like that. Like
Right,
Clover's
right.
a part of Charlotte but outside. I was walking after hanging out with her that night. I was walking with her and I was trying to get a ride back to my dad's house. I remember it and it scared the shit out of me. This guy pulled me over. Old man, like 54 years old. It's like, "Do you need a ride, young man?" And as I got in, I was thinking, man, this is a nice man. He's going to take me home. He's like, "First thing is stop by my
Wait, how old were you at this point?
I was 20.
20.
I was 20 years old, so I was enough to fight for my
So, a little,
Sure.
little context though, you had just gotten out
out
of
of institutions. So I was institutional.
He hasn't been in the world for like how many years?
Okay, so really, really brief synopsis because
Yeah,
we're not
yeah.
going to dive too much into this.
That's all
But
the podcast.
yeah, that's a whole another podcast right there. But brief summary, I was institutionalized for 10 years, from 9 to 19.
Holy cow.
I never grew up in society.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, from 93 to 2002, I was practically institutionalized. I didn't function in society. So when I was 20, I was pretty like new to the world. So I was very trusting. So this guy in Clover, South Carolina, was trying to get back to my dad's house. I'm walking on the side of the road at night, he lives like maybe 3 blocks down the road, but I didn't have a car. He was asleep. He didn't come to pick me up.
Sure.
So this 54-year-old guy in an SUV stops, very nice SUV, picks me up, says, "Hey man, you need a ride?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "Okay, cool. Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm going down to I can't remember, Washington Street, I believe, in Clover."
Right.
And he's like, "Yeah, sure. Let me stop by my house real quick, pick up a couple of things." And I'm like, "Is that on the way?" Like,
Yeah, that's a red flag.
right off the bat, bro. I started getting vibes. I've never felt vibes like this in a car with a stranger before, but I've been in cars with strangers, and I didn't get this vibe. But dude, as soon as I got in, he was driving with one hand. You know how you drive like this? He had his one right arm like this. He's like, "It's okay, son." I'm
Touched your
like,
thigh.
Ass, gas, or
Touch your
grass.
thigh.
Right there.
It's bad touch. Good
That's
touch,
some
bad
fucking-
touch.
The
And you
rules
just
of the
know in your
road.
mind, you know what fucking bad touch
Sounds
is.
like some John Wayne Gacy shit.
Dude,
George Carlin
as soon as he fucking touched my leg, I fucking felt it. I just felt the vibe. I was like, okay, can you let me out right here? And he wouldn't let me out. I like, sir, I will start fucking punching you in the neck. I literally said that.
In the neck.
I will start punching you right now while you're driving 45 miles an hour if you don't let me out. He let me out immediately. And then he sped off. He dropped me off right past the docks of the entry to Clover. So what's funny is these big ass trucker motherfuckers were partying and drinking.
Trucker motherfucker.
There's this, like, you know how like some like they have yacht clubs and then they have like bars connected to them that are on the dock.
Sure.
You know, there's this yacht club and these guys are outside partying. I ran for my life away from the car. These guys are like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Fucking child molester. Like I threw my fucking arm up. The guy sped off like he was terrified because this big dude was like, what? Did he try to kidnap you? I was like, yeah, man, that motherfucker tried to kidnap me and shit. And he's like,
What, you said you were 20, right?
yeah.
I mean, that's not a child.
But what did I just
He
tell
could
you?
have been, though.
But what did I tell you, though? I was institutionalized.
Right.
I don't.
Oh, yeah,
I don't,
yeah.
You know,
I see where you come from.
Plus, he's a young gun, you know what I mean? That guy,
and also
he probably didn't ask how old he
Naive,
was.
maybe, you
You
know?
know what I mean?
and I did look pretty good for my age, I guess. So, you
I'm
know,
still
whatever.
a sweet, sweet treat for those creeps. That's a Kyle Kinane joke, dude.
That's hilarious. I love
Kyle,
it.
he's so funny.
No, so the night gets cringeworthier. The night gets cringeworthier and crazier. So I hit up my ex-girlfriend. I tell her what happened. She was coming to meet me because I told her that crazy shit that happened. These guys were all hanging out, offering me beers. Like, bro, we're so sorry to hear that fucking crazy ass dude. I got his license plate. I know a cop. I'll help you out in the morning. Do you want to hang out with us on our boat? And I was.
Wait a second. This happened twice in a night.
Bro, but
this happen twice in a night?
But my
bro?
girlfriend, but at the time, my girlfriend was with me. So like, and she was a little hottie. So they were thinking, oh man, this guy don't really, you know. So he invited both of us.
What's that line from fucking It's Always Sunny? He's like, the implication on a boat.
Oh my
because
God.
of the implication. You get them on a boat, you know? They have to have sex with you because of the implication.
Oh, well, what's crazy is they invited us on the boat. We were drinking. They took us around. It was awesome.
So you're panicking.
Didn't realize he's charging it. Didn't realize.
Yeah.
Didn't realize these guys were already toasted. So me and her were hanging out. We like it, and it's getting cold. It's getting late. I'm like, hey guys, I need to go back. Yeah, we'll go back in a little bit. And it's already 11 p.m. And I'm like, well, I gotta get back because I got a flight in like a day and a half, and I need to go see my dad and stuff. And she's with
He's
me.
going to see his dad, like Beau, who's going to see his mom. No, I'm kidding.
Bro,
It's parallel.
nice to bring it around.
I was
bro.
going to see my dad too. Yeah.
This is a podcaster right here. This guy knows what the fuck he's doing.
I try. I don't
Look
know.
at that. Like, you brought it back.
making
But
connections.
yeah, so I'm trying to get back to my dad's. But I'm with her, right? And she's like, I'm kind of freaked out. We need to leave. And we asked them to take us back to the dock, and they won't. And two of them are passed out now on the thing, on the front. They're so drunk, they're passed out. And DNR is always out on Lake Wiley in South Carolina, right? But
Wait, what's DNR?
The Department of Natural Resources.
Oh,
any state
okay,
park
yeah.
if
you
you're
go
caught
to, they're
with
keeping
open
an eye
container
on
on a boat, on a lake at
that's
11,
DUI.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So these fucking idiots, you know, they're all plastered.
That is
and they're all
serious
drunk.
shit because people think, dude, out in the sun all day, hammering it
Yeah,
back,
yeah.
and fucking ramp some shit.
Yeah, exactly. So we were
Fucking
out there
decap-
and we were drinking, we were having a blast, but we wanted to go home because we're like,
sure, of course.
and so the guys were like, oh, we'll let you go eventually, you know. Well, it got to a point where they turned off the boat and they passed out. They just slept on the boat. And we're like sitting there, we're still half asleep, half awake. We're like, we want to go. We are like not even a mile, about 400 yards from someone's backyard dock. I say, fuck this. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna swim over there.
Rick said,
I need you to swim to me, okay? I need you to get off the boat quietly. Don't say it. We tried to be very quiet because we didn't want them to know we were leaving.
Whoa.
So we literally got off the boat. I swam to the dock because I swam in Lake Wiley all the time as a kid, so it was okay for me to do it. In the night, like 12 o'clock at night, I swam to someone's dock.
You got like the build for a swimmer, right?
Well, I got on the
think
dock,
so.
and she got into the water and swam to me. We ran from the person's backyard to their front door and knocked and told them to call the cops. Cops came out in like 20 seconds, bro. DNR was out. They got the motherfucker. They found out he was wanted.
For?
I don't know, but like he escaped
shit,
prison or something like that. Yeah, I swear to God, like one of the guys on the boat was like
Holy
a skate
moly.
guy, which is why he was sleeping on that guy's boat, which was why he was always on the water and never on land.
Right.
And I was
My
like,
Lord, bro.
so twice in
That
one
is-
night, I escaped the most cringeworthy circumstances, and that was when I was 20. And that's when
Fuck, bro.
But yeah, crazy ass Southern motherfuckers.
That's like
man.
a short film right there.
Yeah.
We should write that and film it.
I mean, let's do it. But so bring it back around to Beau's Afraid.
Right.
In that scene, he's sitting down talking to Nathan Lane's character before he goes to do surgery, so he can take him to see his mom afterwards. The guy, the psychopath, is like just staring at him like, I'm gonna fucking murder you. Right to the window.
Yeah.
And Nathan's like, don't worry about him. He's harmless. He's a teddy bear.
I know he's funny, right, Nathan?
Oh my
Lane?
God, I love Nathan Lane. He's so happy-go-lucky, and it's awkwardly cringeworthy because it's like,
I
why
know.
the fuck are you so happy? Like,
Yeah.
like they're completely pretending. So I think in the day two it gets worse. He doesn't end up doing it. The last part of this Odyssey, the sister like gets so fed up that she. What does she do? She goes in and she starts painting her room blue, her brother's room, her dead brother, because her dead brother's room is still like the way it was,
As it was, yeah.
4 years ago. So she goes in there, starts painting it blue and shit, and then she grabs the fucking paint can and starts drinking it.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
"Ah, fuck you, ah," like it, like in a very like just very obtuse way, like the most obnoxious way possible. I'm gonna just kill myself. Look at me.
So
Like,
at this point, do you think like some of this is in his head, or
That's what I was just wondering.
like it.
because he is like a fucking
He landed into-
neurotic,
Well, he also landed into
paranoid guy.
Right.
So
Yeah.
maybe
Well, too,
a lot of this
think
is in his
everything's
head.
I have some of
Heightened,
these
yeah.
moments where like I just imagine the worst shit possible.
Oh yeah,
Like just out of fucking
Oh, sure.
blind rage.
yeah,
Just like
exactly.
like-
And
like
and
you
the thing
picture
is, but
fucked up
but
shit
at the end of the
sometimes.
movie, it all ties together. This is what. So we're not there yet because that's what I'm saying. Things
There's
are.
that whole forest scene and shit.
Yeah.
Forest.
Well, yeah, exactly. So then I think he escapes. He's being chased by the psychopath. Yeah, and we'll talk about him later because he pops up at the very end. He is
Trying
throughout
to remember.
the dead brother's
Right.
best friend who lives in the
Yeah.
RV. He's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
mentally not there. You know, they're taking care of him.
Trying to remember the ending though. I remember.
Yeah,
I remember when he
pops
goes
up
in the
end.
attic.
Whoa.
Well, we won't do that yet.
Yeah, not yet. We're not there yet. That's a whole different fucking pill to swallow.
Whole
part.
different sack of worms.
Yeah, that's a whole other can.
don't tell me anything about the third act.
Well,
I want to see.
we got to tell
Are you intrigued by this movie
yeah.
yet?
Oh, okay. So then
I
think
love that weird shit. Like
he's
Tusk.
he,
fucking-
Tusk is
yeah,
fucking
he's
weird.
running. So he's running he runs
People
into the
can't handle
forest.
Shit, I'm like,
He runs into the forest so hard away from this guy, this psychopath, and he just keeps running. He gets lost, and then a woman just randomly, like a cosplayer who lives in the forest, finds her. He throws on plays every month or something like that.
Yeah, there's like a play being. There's like a whole stage and shit set
there's-
up in the woods.
But these people live there, and they set up stage plays for
Yeah.
free for people to come through the forest
Right.
and watch.
and
but
they
live
want
there.
him to be a part of it.
Yeah, and so from that point right there, stop. Because that's like a 1.5 Odyssey. Because right then and there, they sit him down, he's watching the play, and then you get a Tim Burton 20-minute special
Oh yeah.
about what if possibly. I thought it was a fantasy. I thought, to me, it was like, what if this happened? What if I married that girl? What if I did this? What if I did that? That's all I'm going to say, because I don't want to dive too much into it.
Just a reanalyzing /
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
The way you remember memories.
I did get a little teary-eyed when he met his 3 sons and shit, which
oh my God,
which weren't his 3 sons.
It was a fantasy. It was
would have had
yeah, something like that.
Like you were saying earlier,
I felt it.
Like you were saying earlier,
emotion and shit.
What if everything was heightened? What if he sat there while he was watching the play, and they were doing, and just kind of drifted off into space, and that 20-minute segment is just a fantasy that he created for himself while he's watching the play in his place. You know what I mean? That's what I thought. That's what I took from it.
I mean, yeah, that's plausible. But yeah, that's so yeah, this movie has a lot, dude. I mean, it's
So let's cut from after the cartoon.
It's funny, it's anxiety,
well,
it's emotional, it's got it all.
Well, after the cartoon segment, we get back into reality, right? So, and then you find out it's not it. But then we get a hint that, he has a father.
Oh.
Or does he? I'm not gonna. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna say that. They'll say that. Dude, does he? Like, they hint at, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Is someone his father? Like,
sort of remember
or not?
that.
Like, what's going on here? Okay, and then all of a sudden, let's bring you into the new saga, into the new Odyssey.
Setting, yeah.
But psychopath comes running through and just starts murdering everybody. Just like, what?
Stop there.
Like, what is going on? What? He found him? How is that possible? Like, okay, cool. So then it brings you into this other thing. He gets Parker Posey. Parker Posey's in it too. I forgot about that.
Don't spoil any more of this.
Well, we're gonna talk about it. Well, this is the podcast about the movie. We got to talk about the movie.
Nobody told me about this. I had no fucking clue.
I told you I was picking you up for the Beau's Afraid podcast.
No, nothing about.
We've been messaging about this.
Yeah, for 2 weeks. I told you this 2 weeks ago.
Now we can't.
You know what?
Be surprised by anything in the movie. How was anybody watching?
Well, I'm not. Well, this is a movie talk. We both have seen it.
This movie exists.
Well, you know what? You do. It is a movie you kind of have to see for yourself.
Exactly. Because whatever we say, you're not going to be able to take it for what it is until you actually see it. Because this movie is an experience. It is not a movie you sit down and be like, oh, I'm going to watch a casual movie today.
Right.
Yeah,
no, it is a 3-hour movie.
It's a 3-hour movie. That's another thing I didn't realize until after the movie was over. I was like, that was 3 hours? God, I was sweating bullets for an hour and a half then. Goodness gracious. Like, you know, because I didn't realize the time flew by that fast because of all the stuff that was happening. It's such a great movie. It's so complex. And I compare it to Babylon. Have you seen Babylon?
I need to watch it again because, not Babylon, but Beau is Afraid, because
we'll do Babylon too.
I was like, I liked it, but I wasn't in love with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck do I... It's one of those movies that I think it takes multiple watches to really sink it in.
I haven't hit on, and I'm not going to because he doesn't want me to, so, but I haven't hit on the fact that his mother, in these little short flashbacks we have throughout the movie, his mother would hit on the fact that he was born with some kind of deficiency. And I'm not going to say what that deficiency is, but that deficiency plays on throughout the movie and in a scene with Parker Posey, which ends very awkwardly. And you know the one I'm talking about.
I'm trying to think.
Look up Parker Posey real quick, and you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But there's a scene that you're just like, it's so cringeworthy, and then you're like, holy you laugh out loud because when it happens, you had no idea that was going to happen. You thought the worst shit that you ever could think was going to happen, but then something else happens, and you're like, what the fuck? You remember that with Parker Posey?
I remember her sort of in the movie. I don't remember the scene.
You don't remember how she exited the movie?
No, I don't remember, dude. Like, I have terrible memory.
How did she exit the movie? What was the secret that the mom kept telling the son through the flashbacks? How did she give birth to him? Or how was he conceived? Because his dad died?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about now?
Yeah.
You know, so this is also an underlining dark theme in the movie that you don't really see until you come full circle in the third Odyssey, and you see this part happen, and you're like, "Oh my God, that's fucked," and you're just like, "That is so." And then then we pull back the curtains.
Oh God.
And then you pull back the curtains, and then you really see what's going on, sort of. And then you go to an attic, and then you get something, and then this happens.
That's
This crazy
fucking
shit
attic
happens.
scene.
And
What
then
the
this
fuck?
happens, and then you're like, "What the fuck?" And then this happens, and then everything just calms down, and then it's just like, that's it. So you declimaxed this?
Ah shit.
That's a lot of movies nowadays. I feel like nothing ends big anymore.
Well, no,
There is a lot of movies that do like the interpretive ending thing, which I do like a lot of those. Like, have you ever seen Red Rocket?
No.
Oh, dude, it's great.
What's it about?
How about Florida Project? No?
Florida Project sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does sound familiar.
Anyway, Red Rocket is about this ex-porn star who moves back to his old hometown in Texas.
Yeah.
And, you know, and he's just trying to, like, sell weed and shit like that, you know. But he ends up meeting this young girl, and he's going to try and get her to go back into to get him back into the industry, the porn industry and shit. And
like 8mm Nicolas Cage.
and it's a movie that feels real, like it damn near documentary style. You know Simon Rex?
Yeah, I love Simon Rex.
It's him. He's the main actor.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, dude, it's one of my favorite movies of the past.
It sounds like something like
few
8mm,
years.
or sounds like. Did you ever see the first season of True Detective with Matthew McConaughey and Colin Farrell?
No,
dude, that first season is so fucking good. And supposedly the Green Lantern series that we're going to get on Max is going to be the same writers from True Detective, and it's going to be a True Detective series in space with 2 Green Lanterns.
Okay.
Oh my! But James Gunn said it himself. He's the one who said that's what he wants. He wants the True Detective guys to write a DC Green Lantern True Detective series.
Sounds interesting.
Oh my God, you got to watch.
I'm not super into the superhero movies, man. But
I'm saying True Detective.
I haven't seen
with
that.
Matthew McConaughey
I
and
haven't
Colin
seen
Farrell.
that. But
it was on HBO. First season. It's just stellar writing, and it's about a serial killer out in Texas, out in the middle of fucking nowhere, right? And these 2 detectives are trying to figure out what's going on while keeping their shit together, and the heat's bothering them, and then there's some really weird shit going on. That's really good. But yeah, so Beau is afraid. Bring it back around real quick. Beau is afraid. So the ending is like anticlimactic, but
I think that attic scene throws a lot of people off, you know, because it is fucking...
I want to see it again because I think it's a symbol. There's symbolism going on there, entirely, because you know there's no fucking way that woman sat on that thing. That's all I'm gonna say. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. And you guys are gonna be like, "What? Oh, I gotta see this movie now." Yes.
Yeah.
But now you gotta wait. We'll leave some theaters, select theaters, still probably, maybe. I don't know. But it didn't sell very well in the opening weekend, and they're saying they're not putting it out till August, which sucks.
24, so I mean, it's like art movies that.
But it was
you watch at home anyway.
Good.
The Red Rocket, that's an A24.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Green Knight.
The Green Knight was
someone
A24.
told me to watch that, and I need to watch
that
it.
That movie was so good, but
it's one of those things where like the ride the whole time is like.
Oh, shout out to Larry. He recommended that one.
Yeah, Green Knight is amazing.
I'm going to have to check it out, bro.
Cinematography.
Yeah.
So
dude. Shout
out to Larry Edwards.
What up, Larry? Come on the podcast sometime.
He's going to be at Trivium tomorrow night, bro. I'll see
you
tomorrow night.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw he commented on the thing. Yeah.
Roll call, bro. I'm going to start doing that from now on. I'll be like, roll call.
I do that sometimes for like the big shows.
There's like 3 songs on the set list they've been playing that I'm not sure I've heard. We need to listen to on the way home.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. I'm down. We got an hour drive, so.
Yeah, It's gonna be a good one.
But yeah, I just want to wrap up. Beau is Afraid.
Yeah,
before
we're
we
at
jump.
like 55 minutes, so we got a few minutes left, but
So I'm
yeah.
gonna wrap it up. But all in all, the reason why I loved it and I hated it was because I hated it because I had no idea what I was like getting myself into by watching it.
Did you go did you go with people?
I went by myself.
By yourself?
That movie. It was,
Oh yeah, you said that.
It was such an experience
bad.
because I was baked out of my mind. I was in the theater by myself practically with one other person in the front.
Right.
There was not a lot of people there. It was opening weekend. I was like, holy shit, I'm going to have this whole theater myself.
Dude, me and my wife had a whole argument about me going to the movie by myself. Dude, well, not that movie, but a movie. It was The Whale.
I want to see that. Is
It's
it good?
good.
A24.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's fucking good.
They're
It
making
made me
great
cry.
movies.
They do make group. Didn't they make
But yeah, we had a whole argument about why is it so bad
I want
just
see
to
The
go to a
Lighthouse. I
movie
haven't
by
seen The Lighthouse yet.
That's a
by yourself?
fucking great movie.
The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe. I still
Yeah,
haven't seen it yet.
I've seen it twice. It's
That
good.
was another thing when we were
great.
talking about like that anxiety.
I want to see that. Oh my
That
god, I
movie
want to
is
see that.
Fucking.
Is it on HBO?
I'll look it up right
Yeah,
now.
please
think
let me
it
know because I'm
is.
gonna watch it tonight. when I get
HBO
home.
is Max now, so you gotta like redo your
I'm
info
sorry.
or whatever.
Yeah, I
did
I'm
that
so
already.
lazy. I didn't.
I steal my mom's information.
Right.
So.
No.
Oh well, if you're watching this, mom, fuck you.
It's Showtime, so meh. If you have Showtime,
Yay.
I don't know anybody who really
Everyone
pays for-
strap on your
You
or you
14
can
day
rent
trials.
it. You can rent it from like Voodoo or Amazon for like
probably
three,
like
$3,
Hulu too has like
$4.
a Showtime section.
I'll
or
just do
Amazon.
that. I'll just do that fake $14 trial crap.
Oh,
where
yeah,
you put
yeah.
the fake
I
credit
do
card
that.
in, and you get a 14-day trial, and then it's like, oh, we're gonna charge you. Oh, sorry, you have no money. We can't give you it. I'm like, okay, I got a new card. 14 days. Awesome, great. New trial.
Hey, that whatever works, bro. I've done that before.
They'll be on to me.
I've done that before with just my own information and just cancel before
This is how old
you
I
get
am.
charged.
This is how old I am. Do you remember back in the day, in the magazines, or I think it was a catalog, but you could buy CDs, like buy 6 CDs, and we'll send you the 7th for free or the 8th, and you had this entire list of all the hottest like albums that were out at the time.
Yeah, dude.
And you would get them mail by order, and you'd have to buy them, but people were ripping them off so much.
Yeah.
Because fucking,
Wasn't it like 10 CDs for $1 or something like that?
Yeah,
You know?
people were ripping them the fuck off because they were like filling out fake information or putting fake cards in there or prepaid cards that you
Just
could
give me
load.
$80 worth of CDs.
Yeah, and they gave you like a shit ton of CDs, and then they'd try to charge your card monthly, and we didn't have the technology we have today.
Start a record store with that shit.
Yeah, exactly. So these kids that I knew in the high school that I was going to at the time were like ripping these guys off, and they had like 100 CDs each, and they would just trade
Hell yeah.
with each other, and they get them all for free.
And
I'm
just like burn them to your computer, burn them on a new CD.
they would go on
Remember
fucking
that shit?
Napster or Kazaa or LimeWire
Kazaa, that's the
or
one I used.
BearShare.
I used Kazaa and LimeWire. I remembered that.
I used all 4, dude. I went through every
give your
generation.
computer aids and shit. Computer
yeah.
aids,
Yeah, computer aids.
they call it.
Yeah, spyware from China. Early
your
spyware.
mom will get pissed. What the fuck you do to the computer?
Downloading
I
all
don't know.
that
I just
porn.
wanted free music.
Dude, the porn you could get off that motherfucker, bro. I'm telling you. I'm not kidding, bro. You get full films, dude, for free. And back then, those films cost like $20 a pop. Like
Dude,
on
those
the
were
pay-per-view
days,
channels.
bro.
Remember the pay-per-view channels?
I remember,
$20 a movie.
dude. I remember
A movie.
downloading like Faces of Death and shit on it.
Dude, what was that? Do you remember the website eBombs World?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! Back in the old days, in the Macintosh and all that shit, I remember going to eBombs World and watching pictures of JFK and shit. They had all the Al Pacino murders. Sorry,
Capone.
they had the Capone picture murders on there, and so they're like, "Ooh, this is like you can go on the internet and look at all this." So everybody was like, "Go to this website, eBombs World,"
Yeah.
and Faces of Death was on there. They had them all. They would always upload them on that website. And so,
Yeah,
like,
that was
they had-
some wild
Now,
fucking
I
shit.
used I can't remember. There's a fucked up website I go to.
I'm sure there is.
Shout
Yeah,
'em
The
out.
YNC.
Dude, he's
The YNC.com.
I remember a year ago, I was chilling with
YMCA.
Mom. A year ago, I was chilling with Mom. I'm sitting on the lawn smoking a cigarette with,
Yeah.
or sitting on the front porch with him, right? And like, I look over, and he's got this app open, and it looks like YouTube, but it's not, right? And but it's like
It's dark YouTube.
It really fucking is, dude. Like he's got like these channels streaming like death from a ceiling, death from a rooftop, death from like chainsaw, death from like like there's like categories, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like the dark web. Holy shit!
Yeah, have you ever fucked with the dark web?
Oh no,
me neither.
That's a dark web.
No, yeah, that's scary. I mean, like,
That
I don't know
website
what
I'm
goes on there.
It's like all the Ukraine shit, like them fucking.
Oh my god,
dude! There's one video. There's these two Russian guys in the middle of a field, and he's face fucking this other Russian guy, and they fucking drops a fucking bomb on them.
What?
And it was
my
fucked up.
god, dude!
I was just like.
Oh my god,
dude,
that's real.
The internet, bro. This Russian guy's blowing another Russian guy, and they fucking try. And like you can see on the film, like the Ukrainian guys are giggling. They're like,
that's the craziest thing I've ever heard, bro.
Oh my god, dude.
This is what our U.S. intelligence goes towards.
Is that what we're ending on? Jesus Christ.
That's what I take dumps to in the morning. It's
brings a whole new meaning of bombs over Baghdad.
Dude.
Bombs over Baghdad.
Like, but that just kind of shows you how random the fucking world is.
Oh my god, right.
Like these two guys just hanging out, stuck in Ukraine because the Russian government wants them to invade some random country.
That's fucking wild.
And they get bombed by a drone while he's getting blown.
That's a hell of a way to go.
Yeah.
That's horrible, man. That's fucking horrible.
He died doing what he loved.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's really sad. It's funny, but what's really sad about this is the fact that Putin has lost almost 400,000 men. I mean, 400,000 men have died.
That's a lot.
In like a year and a half.
That's more than I could count up to. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, it just blows my mind that many people have blinked out of existence. Like Thanos snapped his fingers. He's like,
it's a bummer.
It's crazy to me, dude. But I don't know. And the propaganda that's going out of Russia right now is that the Ukraine are gay Jewish demons. That's what.
Well, I mean, obviously.
That's what we are too. The West is all gay Jewish demons. We're all gay Jewish demons. We're coming for their children.
L'chaim.
I didn't even know I was gay Jewish demon.
Yeah, that's what the Russian propaganda is telling everyone right now. And I guess
that's insane, bro.
It really is. That's what
we got into some weird territory.
I don't know what to like.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah, we're gay Jewish demons, man. Party on, Garth.
Why does that work? Like.
All right. Well.
It's fucking shinigamis.
This is a real weird area we found ourselves in on the pod.
Yeah, we went from Beau is Afraid to gay
Putin in the time.
demons.
Yeah, to Faces of Death to fucking
B-Bomb's World to Your Mama's Panties.
Yeah, all right. Well, you want to wrap it up or what? Or
so Beau is Afraid. Go see the movie. It's great.
No.
Fucking freaky as shit.
he's like, I don't want to see it now.
Cringeworthy. He'll see it. He loves those kind of movies. It's a great movie. It was an Odyssey. It was definitely an Odyssey movie. It's a 3-hour Odyssey. So if you can handle,
I will say that it's not a movie for everybody.
no, it's definitely not.
Yeah,
You have to be.
if you're it's definitely an artistic movie. You know
need
what
to
I mean?
be intellectually, emotionally available to what you're watching, and I have to say that because like when you see these things, it's very uncomfortable, and if you don't like it, you're gonna not want to watch it.
A single car has not exploded.
You know what I mean? I don't know. It's very awkward at times, and it's just if you're not used to that kind of movie, you're not gonna like it. But if you like feeling uncomfortable and finding out about something about yourself,
Sure, yeah.
this movie is the one for you because it's gonna put you in places where you're like, holy shit, that makes me feel uncomfortable. man, I don't know how I'd react in this situation. And then you keep watching it, it just evolves in its own kind of way. Beautiful way, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But, the ending is what it is. I want to go back and watch it again so I can understand it a little bit deeper. But
yeah, I will have to revisit it.
yeah. Good
maybe,
movie, though.
Maybe when it's streaming. We'll see.
Some people gave it shit. I gave it 1 thumb up, not 2.
It's definitely one you gotta like settle in for.
You
It's
only
3
give it 1
hours
thumb
and shit.
Only 1 thumb up. While my other one's holding a beer.
1 thumb and 1 beer up.
Yeah.
1 thumb up the butt.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, sure. That's Babylon. Yeah. You gotta watch that.
I've
movie,
heard of
dude.
that. I mean, you might have recommended that before.
So fucking good.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Dude, Tobey Maguire's in it. He plays a psychopath who owns this like nightclub underground that's like
What?
Oh yeah, dude. It's like devious and like he just
What's
like
it called?
it's like a sex club underground.
Babylon.
Babylon. Oh yeah, it's Brad Pitt's in it. He's the main character. It's got all-star cast.
Is that streaming out?
It was the okay. So real quick, I'm sorry.
I feel like it's on HBO. I'll check.
So it was the competitive movie that came out opening weekend that Avatar 2 came out. For my birthday, we went to go see Avatar 2, but me and Dakota went to go see Babylon 2 weeks later, and Babylon blew me the fuck away. It is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. It's so good, but it's 3 hours, and it's a giant odyssey, but it's based on the history of Hollywood.
The word of the day is Odyssey.
It's on
Odyssey definitely is the word of the day.
Paramount Plus, apparently.
Okay. Well,
Such
never
a
mind.
good movie.
Well, there we have it. The camera died, so we should wrap this up. Thanks
done.
for listening, everybody.
Thanks for listening,
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks for coming out, you guys.
Thank you,
again.
buddy.
I always love having you guys.
Yeah, it's fun being here.
Love hanging out.
We
brother.
always have some good laughs and
Yes,
shit.
we do.
Yep. Like, subscribe, all that shit on our page. Come on, share it with your friends.
Don't subscribe to mine.
Yeah,
everybody
Don't you
else.
dare.
check
You don't
out
have the balls.
check out the Martian Mainstream, Mops Band, all that good stuff. Show us some love.
Send
We'll
me a
see
mop
it.
emoji.
See,
later.
oh yeah, Mop emoji.
Emoji, yeah, mop stick.
Cheers. Later.
I'm gonna piss. Yeah. If I was going to run from the cops, I'd go up there with my rifle and I'd take out 4 of them right here.